Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Abram. Abram has often been considered a contracted form of Abraham when in fact these are two distinct and different names borne by the same biblical forefather with whom God struck his covenant. In Genesis 17 verse 5 God says, "No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you the father of a multitude of nations." Abram alone means high father in Hebrew, but by adding the suffix hamon, meaning multitude, God was essentially bestowing upon Abraham the distinction of being the high father of a multitude of nations. As God himself goes on to say, "I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make you into nations and kings shall come from you," and of course the 12 tribes of Israel and the great kings are all ultimately descended from Abraham. Abram is also the Russian form of Abraham. Personality of the boy name Abram. The number 8 personality has everything to do with power, wealth and abundance. Somehow, this personality has been blessed on the material plane, but their authoritative and problem-solving traits provide evidence that their good fortunes are not just the luck of the lottery. They are well earned. This is the personality of CEOs and high-ranking military personnel. 8s are intensely active, hard-driving individuals. Success is only meaningful to them after a job well done. They are remarkable in their ability to see the larger picture right down to the smallest details, and organize a strategy around success. They then have the ability to direct a group around them toward any goal, and realize individual potential to get the most out of their team. Popularity of the boy name Abram. Abram is basically the red-headed stepbrother of Abraham following in his footsteps of popularity, but at much lower levels of usage. Abram has been around in America since the time of colonization, a more humble choice in a name for the stern Puritans. As we entered the 20th century in the year 1900, Abram was used with light moderation. The name became less and less popular so that by the 1920s, it could barely hold on to the charts. In 1936, the name completely disappeared from the American radar for about 40 years. Although Abram returned in the 1970s, it took a while for him to find his legs. Some of the name's biggest jumps up the popularity charts are being experienced right now in the 21st century. Abram is back to his former glory of days gone past, but he's still only at levels of pretty mild moderation. Abraham, on the other hand, has fared much better in history. Still, the names are quite similar, as are their meanings. It comes down to a preference for the 2 or 3 syllable sound. Along with Adam, Noah and Moses, Abram and Abraham are both important and very ancient names dating way back before the Common Era. Talk about a name with staying power. Quick facts on Abram. Gender, boy. Origin, Hebrew. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 375. Pronunciation, Abram. Simple meaning, high father. Characteristics of Abram. Authoritative, problem solver, tenacious, wealthy, tough, powerful, achiever. Cultural references to the baby name, Abram. Literary characters of the baby name Abram. Abram's Daughters introduces readers to an old order family, a close-knit community and a devout people whose way of life and faith in God is as timeless as their signature horse and buggy. Set against the backdrop of post-World War II, this compelling saga spans 3 generations of a Lancaster County Amish family. Abram Ebersol and his devoted wife are raising 4 courting-age daughters on a firm foundation of plain tradition, and they expect their girls to carry on that heritage by joining the church and making a covenant with God. But the running around years known as rumschpringe are often a time of sowing wild oats. Each of Abram's daughters, choosing her own path, must come to terms with the old ways of thinking and living. And sometimes that path has detours and forks in the road with unknown destinations. Famous people named Abram. Abram Elam, football player; Abram Hewitt, 19th century politician;